Hi, and thank you so much for stopping by to my channel again. If this is the first time, thank you. And for my returning subscribers, thank you so much for your support. This channel is growing and I want to thank everybody that is currently part of it. So today we're making corned beef with chunky egg stew. This recipe was inspired by Indudu by Fafa. All right, let's get started. So I've sliced up half an onion. We're going to set that aside and fry that later. And the rest of the vegetables here, we're going to chop them up, put them in the blender, blend it, and set that aside also. We will later on add that into our sauce. I have become a huge fan of serrano peppers and jalapeno peppers. I find that they make my stew and sauces taste so much better. And here I added some fresh rosemary that I plucked from my garden, followed by some aniseed, a little bit of water, and we're going to the blender. To begin the stew, we're going to add our sliced onion into some cooking oil, a little bit of dry rosemary. We want to start developing the flavors from there, so we're going to let that fry down for about a minute or so, and then add our entire corned beef. Corned beef has this tendency to soak up like all the cooking oil that you cook with, so it's important to have enough cooking oil. That way your stew doesn't come out looking dry. Now once you add that in, allow it to cook for about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we're going to add some spices and seasonings from there. You can use whatever spices you have at home. This is what I currently have, so that's what I'm gonna use. And it's some cumin, some curry, turmeric. So you want to then stir all the spices into that corned beef, and we're going to let that fry down until the water content in the meat completely evaporates. Don't forget to occasionally stir the stew or the corned beef to make sure it doesn't catch the bottom of your pot. Otherwise, you burn your stew. We're now ready to add some crushed tomato sauce. And this stage, basically, you just have to babysit the sauce or the stew because you have to wait for it to cook and get all that water out till the oil settles. Don't forget to add some bay leaf. So after a good 45 minutes on the stove on medium to low heat, this is what your stew should look like. You see how the oil just settles on top? It looks nice and well cooked. We're now ready to add our blended vegetables. In this stage, again, you still have to wait and make sure everything is incorporated and cooked completely down. And then we will add the eggs. So this will be a good time to, if you have some laundry or some dishes to clean, then you go and attend to that while the sauce is cooking. And then when you come back, you have something beautiful like this. And we're ready to add the eggs. This part is completely optional. You can add some, salt or cube if you have one. I know a lot of us are trying to do away with that, but I have some sitting in my pantry and I want to put it to use. And then I added a little bit of my Lay's garlic salt to balance the taste. Slowly add the eggs. I use a total of 6 eggs, and we are not going to interrupt these eggs. We're going to let it sit on the stove to cook completely for about 2 to 3 minutes or so. And when we come back, your stew should look like this. The egg should look chunky in that stew, nice and easy. After I added the eggs, I let it cook for another 5 minutes and we're ready to serve. Garnish this stew with some fresh Thai basil from my garden. We have since enjoyed this recipe with some Ghana brown rice and spaghetti and meatballs. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you get to try this recipe.